So this is a bit of an unusual start for a video, but I first want to do a little like tribute here to Michael Krugman, who was my friend in the international tango community and beloved by many people because of his work in tango lyrics and tango history. And Michael Krugman took his own life 7 years ago around today, around Christmas in Hawaii. And this is a very sad and painful story. And I've talked about this before, but it's now 7 years ago. And I just wanted to remember him in doing what he loved and doing what I love, is creating tango content for people. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to share about this. And I just want to say, I want to use this opportunity as well to say, like, if any of you guys are struggling with mental health or problems in life, you can always just send me a message and tell me about it. So I don't judge. I don't offer solutions. Some people just want to be talked to. Talk to someone and be heard. And if you feel the need for this, I got a few messages like that before when I was talking about this topic. But I personally don't really struggle with any of this at the moment, so don't worry. But it's just because of this grave event that happened so many years ago, and that also brought me a lot of pain. Then I think it's always good to just take a moment for people suffering. That being said, I wanted to tackle a specific topic in tango today. So I have a little bit of a cold, so sorry about the voice. Um, when I look at dancers, when I'm in a milongas, I often see people, um, men who are mostly men who are leaders. I see a lot of them dance kind of like they're pretty good at rhythmical music. So when I play Darienzo or Biaggi or whatever, they're quite musical. But I think a lot of people struggle with the more melodic part of the music. And melodic part of the music um, really requires you to move in a different way and to not only to listen to music in a different way, but also adapt your movements to this. And I wanted to take an example of a very famous viejo milonguero, El Chino Perico, because I saw this performance a while ago, and I immediately wrote this, like I saved this video for later because I really wanted to show people in the most basic sense how you can dance on a melody in tango while actually ignoring the background beat that's always going on in the background, because tango usually is always has a beat going on in the background to make it danceable, even for like people who are not like they don't know the music very well. They can still dance to the background rhythm. But in general, I also in Buenos Aires, I've seen a lot of people dance, a lot of men dance just on these background rhythms, where well there was something else going on in the music almost entirely. So it's a little silly. I've got to put the microphone a bit closer so the audio is probably a bit more crisp now. Let's just look at the video first to see what I'm trying to point at here. So you see he's making quite some like here some rhythmic moments. The music is quite rhythmical at this point. It's still slow, but it's rhythmical. Now it begins. So here you still hear these rhythms too. And now you get a beautiful bandoneon solo. And this happens a lot in tango music, that you get these types of solos. So this Di Sarli is a bit more, maybe a bit more like melodic than most tango music. But still, even in D'Arienzo, you get, or Biaggi, you get a lot of these phrases or the singing themselves, you get solos either by a singer or an instrument, and they tell a story in different way. And the da 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 da, the background music is often still going on, and the what's that called, like the double bass in English. But let's just listen to this. That's the whole point of my video, is try to consciously listen to this instrument and the way El Chino Perico interprets this, how he follows the music so magically here. Instead of doing 1,000 different figures, he's pretty much he's super zen in the moment with this music. So here it goes. He really takes his time for all these movements. Violin, same kind of solo. He's making his ochos so beautifully, and listen how, like, just how this melody continues. He moves along with his steps. He moves along the melody. Do you notice how he pauses and waits? Because the kind of the melody stops here for a moment. Now it begins again, and he starts moving again. And the fun thing about tango is that you can hear that here as well. It's usually like you have a background rhythm, and then you have this melody, but you also have like other instruments that are connecting with this central melody or answering to it. So you have like the story, and you can choose to dance to that too. So if you're listening to this music in the milonga, and well, not many of us dance as elegantly as this gentleman, but still, if you're at the milonga and you hear tango music, almost like whatever tango music, and you hear something of a melody, you can follow the melody. Sometimes there's only a melody. Sometimes you can accentuate these little rhythms that follow the melody, like I just tried to show you, like da, 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 da. Like it's full of that stuff. But the way he moves is so beautiful. And of course she too, but he's the one doing the lead, and he's inviting her to, like this, to move with the like the cross step, to move beautifully to this movie, that like this music is everything now, and they're not doing all kinds of fancy steps just for the steps. And steps are great, but it's not great if all you're doing is steps and there's no music in you. Then you need to start listening more consciously to tango music. And I say that videos like this, they can often show you how simple tango can be, and at the same time so advanced, because this man's movements, they reflect whatever 50 years. It's a viejo milonguero. They reflect 50 years or more of dancing, and just to be able to walk so elegantly on a melody, very slowly and very beautifully, that's true art for me. And like I said, figures are great, but these are things you need to work on too.